Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Federation Nation. I am Anthony. This is Collectors Entertainment Network, and this episode we are going to take a look at Superstars 4 magazine. We have already, on past episodes of Federation Nation, taken a look at Superstars 1, Superstars 2, and Superstars 3, and this week we're going to take a look at Superstars 4. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you guys, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you back. Please comment down below. Let me know about, did you have this magazine or any of the other Superstars magazines? Please share this video with anyone you think may like it as well. And go ahead and give this video a like. That helps a lot too. All right, Superstars 4. We're going to do this just like we do from the pages of WWF Magazine. We're going to get up and close and look at it. So without any further ado, let's take a look. Superstars 4. All right, guys. WWF presents Superstars 4. Everything you need to know about the top WWF Superstars today includes previously unpublished data file on each wrestler. We'll take a look at that as we go through. Let's open it up. We've got Demolition versus the Brain Busters in the opening page. And if you can look real close, it says October 21st, 1989 at News Center. It's very faded, so I don't know why it was so faded, but it is faded. But that is what the date says. And News Center was, I believe, in the mall, the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York, which of course is no longer there. All right, let's keep going. WWF Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. And here is the data file that I think they were talking about, unpublished data file. There you go. There he is, taking on the Boss Man, ripping off a shirt. Classic Hogan. All right, here he is in No Holds Barred. In fact, all these three pictures are from No Holds Barred. And there he is on an episode of Superstars of Wrestling. Keep going with more Hogan. Of course, you know he's going to have multiple pages. Most guys have like just the 2 pages, and he's going to have like 8. And there, of course, he is winning the title belt back at Wrestlemania 5. And there he is versus King Haku. And there he is beating up Slick. Look at that. And of course, nice big color photo of him taking on the Big Boss Man. All right, Macho King Randy Savage. This was in his King days. And again, there is your, was it, data file on each wrestler. Unpublished data file. There you go. Basically just gives you the weight, where they're from, you know, the trademark hold, stuff like that. There is some more of the Macho King. There, of course, is the WrestleMania 5 match. All right, the Ultimate Warrior. At this point, this was 1989, fall of 89. So I think he had already been Intercontinental Champ, lost it to Rude, and then won it back at the previous SummerSlam. But I'm not sure exactly if he was when this was made, if he was the champ again. All right, there he is versus Rick Rude, but I believe that is from WrestleMania. Up, Andre the Giant. There you go, and there's his file, data file, whatever that is, from the French Alps. Oh, it even gives you birthdays. Very cool. I don't know if it gives you all of them, but it does for Andre. $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Yeah, it looks like it does give you the birthdays. There he is with Virgil, and already the $1 million belt. Bret Hitman Hart. Now, he still would be with the Hart Foundation. This is 1989. They still have another tag team run with the, tag team title run in 90 into 91. But there he is solo. And, of course, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. Wonder if it tells you his actual name anywhere in here. They didn't keep it a secret. They introduced him as Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, and then they basically just called him Mr. Perfect all the time. But it would show up every once in a while, so they didn't really keep it a secret. Roddy Piper. There he is on the Brother Love show with Rick Rude, and Brother Love's fallen over. And there, of course, he is on Primetime Wrestling. That was a whole thing. The Fabulous Rougeaus, here they are with manager Jimmy Hart. The All-American Boys from, obviously, Quebec, Canada. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. There he is, taking on, looks like Dino Bravo, Andre the Giant, and Ravishing Rick Rude. So he was a very, very popular wrestler at this time. All right, the Honky Tonk Man. There he is. Look at that. He's got this thing that basically looks like a belt. I guess he really, looks like a championship belt. I mean, he must have really liked the way that IC title looked, because it's basically the same exact shape as the IC title. Bobby the Brain Heenan. There he is. Oh, that's when Jake was attacking Andre and Heenan with the snake, with Damien. I believe that was on Saturday night's main event. There's more Bobby Heenan. He gets more than just the 2 pages. Look at that. And there he is, of course, with Ravishing Rick Rude, when they took one of the girls from the audience for Rude's Rude Awakening. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. Such a popular wrestler at this time. One of the top guys. I guess it helps being Hulk Hogan's best friend in real life. The Widowmaker, Barry Windham. Alright, so this was Barry Windham's time back in the WWF. Obviously, he had that initial run with Mike Rotundo as the U.S. Express. But here he was back as the Widowmaker. And was Rotundo back as IRS yet? Probably. Alright, the Rockers. Here you go. Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, the Rockers. And there is Haku. He's not King Haku, so maybe he lost the crown. Still wearing the purple. But I don't know if he had lost the crown by that time. Oh, actually, yeah. Macho Man's the king at this time. Right at the beginning of the magazine, we saw Macho King Randy Savage. So there you go. But Haku kept wearing the purple. Alright, Slick. There you go. There he is, attacking, looks like Bret Hart. And also talking over with Akeem. Jim, the Anvil Neidhart, the other half of the Hart Foundation. They got their own pages in this magazine. Even though they were trying to push, especially Hitman, as a singles. But he kept coming back to the Hart Foundation. And Rick Martel, the model, Rick Martel. I'm surprised it doesn't just say the model, that it actually says Rick Martel. Because he was also, well, he was always referred to as the model Rick Martel. They never lost his name in the shuffle. I think he always got introduced as the model Rick Martel. Some guys, they would sort of like Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, and then after a while the name dropped and they would just be the sort of gimmick, and they would just be Mr. Perfect. The Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, then all of a sudden was mostly just called Texas Tornado. Rick Martel always, I think, held on to the Rick Martel name. There is Hercules. Speaking of losing name, he was Hercules Hernandez for such a long time. And then in, I don't know, late 86 or early 87 is when he became just Hercules. I do know in the November 86 main event, Saturday's main event, he took on Hulk Hogan, and he was still Hercules Hernandez at that time. Alright, Bad News Brown. Of course, back in his Calgary days, he was Bad News Allen, and I think he was Bad News Allen everywhere other than WWF, where he was Bad News Brown. Rugged Ronnie Garvin. Alright, this was Ronnie Garvin's time in the WWF. He feuded with Greg Valentine for, it felt like, 2 years. And like, he became a referee, and then he stopped being a referee. It just kept on going. Him and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Alright, you got Akeem and the Boss Man. Such a important tag team at this time. And of course, Axe and Smash Demolition. Also, a hugely important and popular team at this time. In fact, they get extra pages. Look at them. Just taking on all comers. Alright. Dusty Rhodes. Alright. This was, 1989. This was Dusty Rhodes' main time in the WWF. From like 89 through 90. Did he make it to 91? Maybe. Maybe sometime in 91 is when he went back. Alright, the Warlord. Now, he's still dressed like he's part of Powers of Pain. So I'm not sure if they were still a team at this time. I think they were, because he didn't go into his new Warlord gimmick, but he's here by himself. And Superfly Jimmy Snuka, of course, this is the year he came back to the WWF, 1989, at WrestleMania 5. They introduced him just randomly, no announcement, just all of a sudden I mean, no announcement beforehand. Then they just made an announcement, and like, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, he comes out, he does this thing, and then he just goes backstage, and that was it. All right, Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart. There he is with Honky and Valentine. Must have been the Rhythm and Blues days for those guys. And the Brainbusters, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. There they are, tag team champs at this time. They probably, we got the Red Rooster. That was, we all know that was obviously Terry Taylor. See him, they dropped the name real quick. Terry Taylor became the Red Rooster, and then that was it. All right, Greg the Hammer Valentine. All right. And the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch. I never can tell you which one's which. Miss Elizabeth, of course. Mr. Fuji. Oh, that's when he... Well, that's not when he turned on them. That was just a later match. Turned on them at Survivor Series. Brother Love, there he is with the Bushwhackers, and he's also hugging Andre the Giant. And Queen, Sensational Sherry. Obviously, this is when she was with the Macho King, Randy Savage. And Tito Santana. Of course, this was before his El Matador days, when he was still actually Tito Santana, so that was good. And we've got Dino Bravo, still around in the WWF at this time. And there we go, the Barbarian. Again, he's still in his Powers of Pain. I don't know if they were still a tag team at this time, but he was still in the Powers of Pain garb before they both went separate and changed their looks so that they didn't look like a tag team. Ravishing Rick Rude, of course. And Jake the Snake Roberts, someone Ravishing Rick Rude was feuding with definitely in the late 80s. Probably, I don't think it was at this time in 89. I think it was more in 88, if I recall, or maybe even late 87. I don't remember. You guys tell me when they were feuding. And the Genius, Lanny Poffo. Look at this. They've got a catalog here in Superstars, which I hadn't seen before. Hasn't been in 1, 2, or 3, but here it is in Superstars 4. So let's take a quick look. It is the 89-90 catalog. You've got the Hulk Rules page. You've got the Ultimate Warrior page. You've got the Novelties page. You've got your Superstar Tees page. You've got Superstar posters. You've got your giftware. And of course, you have your order form with the wall hanging for the Ultimate Warrior. And an ad to subscribe to WWF Magazine. Subscribe today. Save up to 42%. And your back is Wrestling Spotlight presents Bret the Hitman Hart. That was volume number 5. Guys, I've gone over that here on Federation Nation on the Collectors Entertainment Network channel. So why don't you guys check that out? I've already shown you that. All right, guys, that is Superstars for everything you need to know about the top WWF Superstars today. Includes previously unpublished data file on each wrestler. Superstars 4, Hulk Hogan on the cover. There you go. All right, guys, that is Superstars 4 Magazine. Again, guys, I'd like to ask you, please subscribe to the channel. Please comment down below. Please share this video with anyone you think may like it as well. And go ahead and give this video a like. That helps a lot. All right. Like I mentioned before, we've shown you Superstars 1, we've done Superstars 2, Superstars 3, and now Superstars 4. I'm sure Superstars 5 and 6 and so on will be done in the future. Don't have exact times, but I'm sure they will be at some point. But that's it for this week with Superstars 4, guys. So until next time, guys, have a good one.